problem.
What's up?
Well, there's this really nice grove of gum trees in the bush, but it's in the middle of a waterhole, and I can get there easily by flying.
Yeah.
But my koala friends can't swim,
Right.
so they can't get there, and they really love it. The tallest tree in the forest with so many branches for climbing, sitting. They have the juiciest leaves to eat.
Right, so you don't know how to get your koala friends across the water so they can enjoy the trees, right, too?
Yeah, I'm not strong enough to carry them while I'm flying.
What about if you build a bridge?
Katie, I'm a bird. Do you really think I can build a bridge? I don't know how to do that.
Well, you know how to build a nest, don't you?
Yeah, but that's different.
Well, what if you think about it like it's just building a big nest on the water?
It would take forever, though.
Well, Koco, sometimes the best things take a lot of hard work and a lot of time. Might not take a day or even a week, but what if just every day you drop one stone or one log into the water and eventually you'll have a big bridge made? And it'll be definitely worth it in the end, won't it?
Yeah, Katie, but I just don't know if I can do that. Birds don't build bridges after all.
Well, maybe you'll be the first. Trust me, Koco. The best things are built little by little. My friend proved that.
One of your friends had the same problem as me?
Not quite the same problem. But he didn't let that stop him. Come and I'll show you.
Well, why didn't you say so before? I'm sure I'll be able to do it after I hear about your friend. Let's go, let's go!
Come and play with Katie and Koco. That's the way. Get ready, let's go. Flying through the air with Koco, telling stories with Katie. You and I together, meeting my friend, friends that help us every day. Katie and Koco, play and sing, pray and bring. You and I, we do our thing as Katie and Koco.
Koco can't be the only one who wants to do something but doesn't really know how to do it. You kids probably have similar problems too. Ever been upset with your friend and you want to become friends again but you don't know how? Ever had a room so messy you could barely see the floor and you don't know where to begin to tidy it up? Ever been stuck with your schoolwork and not knowing the first thing about how to answer the questions? You might find that the little steps my friend St. Andre Bessette relied on to achieve his own goals can help you overcome your problems.
Yes! This is just what I need. What were the things that Andre wanted to achieve? Did he want to build a bridge too?
No, not a bridge. The first thing he wanted was a job.
And what made it so hard for him to get a job?
He was constantly sick with bad stomach pains. So every time he began a new job, farmer, shoemaker, baker, blacksmith, factory worker, he had hardly begun to learn what to do before he was turned away because his sickness made him so weak and unfit to do the work well.
But it wasn't his fault. He couldn't help being sick.
No, he couldn't help it. But his bosses couldn't afford to pay someone who couldn't do the work properly.
I suppose that makes sense. But what else could he do?
Andre had lost both of his parents by the time he was only 12 years old. And even though he'd been given adoptive parents, he had a very real sense of what it meant to be a child of God. After losing his parents, Jesus' own mother Mary became even more his own mother, and Jesus' own earthly father, St. Joseph, became especially close to him as a father. In other words, he knew he would be taken care of by them.
And did they take care of him?
Throughout his whole life. When keeping a job didn't seem to be working out for him, he decided when he was 25 to enter religious life in the Congregation of the Holy Cross.
Was he accepted?
Well, the brothers were more than a little hesitant. Andre's history of trying and failing at multiple different jobs seemed to suggest that he only wanted to enter religious life as a last resort, not because he genuinely wanted to devote his whole life to God.
Yeah, I can see where they're coming from. I guess, like if I were invited to a party, but I only ended up going because everything else I had planned to do got cancelled. It would seem like I only wanted to go to the party because I had nothing better to do.
Right. And that wasn't the only problem they had with Andre. The Holy Cross congregation's main focus was teaching in schools. But guess what? Andre couldn't read or write, so how was he going to teach?
Feathers and leaves. Entering the Holy Cross congregation was like Andre's first second bridge, wasn't it? Did they let him in the end?
Yes.
Really? How did he manage to convince them?
Well, he trusted in his father, St. Joseph. He wasn't going to take no for an answer, and neither was St. Joseph. Andre's parish priest put in a very short note to the Holy Cross brothers to vouch for him. It read, "I am sending you a saint."
Ah, that must have convinced them. They couldn't ignore a congregation like that.
Nor could they ignore the bishop, who also pleaded for Andre's case when the brothers decided against letting him stay, even after seeing the note.
And did they listen to the bishop?
They did, and they weren't disappointed.
How did they sort out the problem with Andre not being able to teach? Did he have to learn to read and write?
No, instead, he became the doorkeeper at Notre Dame College in Montreal in Canada, where he came from.
What's a doorkeeper? Did he collect doors and keep them for something?
No. A doorkeeper is someone who opens the door for people when they enter a place. So you can imagine how many people he met when he opened the door for them every day.
Yeah, that must have been a lot.
Yep. And Andre didn't pass up this opportunity to get to know people. He was always friendly and prayerful. And before long, the people coming to the door weren't coming to see the people inside the college. They were coming to see the man at the entrance of the college.
What was Andre, right? What did they want to see him for?
They saw in Andre someone who cared about them and someone they could trust. They spoke with him about their sufferings and even came to him when they were sick, so he could ask his spiritual father, St. Joseph, to heal them.
Wait, really? And did St. Joseph listen to him and heal the sick people?
St. Joseph was more than happy to answer the prayers of his devoted son, Andre, and heal the sick people. During a certain time, when sickness was spreading around the nearby college, for instance, Andre volunteered as a nurse, and not one person died. In return, Andre gave St. Joseph more devoted children by telling them all to go to Jesus' earthly father for anything they needed.
That's amazing! If St. Joseph was such a good father to Andre, how good would it have been to Jesus back when he was a boy?
That's why Jesus always loves to answer the prayers of both Mary and St. Joseph. He knows his parents will ask him for things that are good for us, and he loves to listen to them.
Andre must have become a pretty well known then, right? Like, did the people think that he was healing people by himself? There must have been so many sick people rushing to see him. Were the other brothers happy that he was helping so many people, even though he couldn't teach?
Not all of them. Some became jealous and thought that he was somehow faking it or only doing it for attention. Popularity was the last thing in Andre's mind. He was simply sharing his gifts with God's people whom he loved so much. And besides, he never took any credit for himself.
That's good of him. If it were me, I'd have a pretty hard time keeping myself bursting, but at all the time.
I do not cure. It is St. Joseph. Go to him. He will help you. Come, let's pray together.
I hope they listened to him. He must have been so thankful to his spiritual father, St. Joseph.
He loved St. Joseph more than most people love their actual fathers. He didn't just want to tell people about the special love St. Joseph has for us. He wanted to build a place where people could come to St. Joseph for help in their own lives.
A place like a church, you mean?
Yes, but when he asked the bishop for permission, he was told that he was indeed allowed to build a church, but it would have to be with his own money.
Oh, what? But Andre didn't have any money, did he? He was just a religious brother. This sounds like another bridge. How did he get himself out of this one?
He started to collect money, little by little, by giving haircuts for 5 cents.
5 cents? I know you said a little by little, but 5 cents? That That's gonna take a lifetime to get enough money to build a church.
That wasn't all he was relying on. St. Joseph did his part by moving many people to give donations. And in a few years, Andre had raised enough to build a little hut without a roof. Year by year, he collected more and more money and welcomed more people to pray and be healed. He added better walls and expanded the roofless chapel to fit a larger crowd. Until the money ran out.
Ran out? Feathers and leaves. So did he ever finish building it? And it had no roof. What if it rained or it snowed in Canada? Doesn't it? No one would come to the chapel in the weather like that.
Put a statue of St. Joseph in the middle of the chapel. If he wants a roof over his head, he'll get it.
Well, I guess St. Joseph had to help him now. Did Andre plan work, Katie?
It worked. But he didn't get to see the church completed until he was in heaven.
Aw, that's not fair.
But he wasn't building it for himself. He was building it for the people to honor St. Joseph and God. In fact, Andre's death even helped the church to be completed.
How could he do that? He was the one building it.
He certainly started to build it, but he eventually grew too old and sick to build it himself. At the time he said to put St. Joseph's statue in the middle of the chapel, he was already 90 years old. And being sick himself, he had to be carried up the hill by the other brothers. And when he died soon after, do you think he went by unnoticed?
No, not after he helped so many people during his life.
Precisely. His funeral was not a small one. All the hundreds and thousands of people who had come to the chapel to receive his aid and prayers came again over a whole week to pray beside his coffin. And thank him for all he, the simple, uneducated brother, had done for them. No, Andre was not forgotten, and neither was his chapel. People kept coming, and the basilica kept growing and growing until it was finally completed 50 years after Andre had begun with his 5-cent earnings.
Koco, amazing! Let's not forget Andre either!
I agree. Dear St. Andre Bessette, thank you for trusting in the intercession of St. Joseph and not being afraid to accomplish great things in little steps. Help us to love St. Joseph as our Father, as both you and Jesus did, and still do now, so that we can find aid and protection from him in our troubles as well. Please pray for all those without their own father, that they may find comfort in St. Joseph's care as they are brought closer to God.
So starting small really does work out then, huh? I hope I won't die before finishing the breeds for the koalas though.
Oh, I don't think you will. Maybe I can come and help you sometime, and then it'll be up and finished in no time.
Ah, yeah, thanks, Katie. But I kinda need a bridge that's actually gonna stay up. No one that's gonna break as soon as the koalas start crossing.
What? You mean you don't trust my bridge making skills?
No, not really.
Yeah, neither would I probably. You're right, good thinking. Want to do some more thinking?
I suppose so while I'm in the mood.
What has roots as nobody sees? Up, up, up it goes, and yet never grows.
My stomach.
No, not your stomach. Your stomach can grow, right? If you ate a lot, it could grow. It doesn't have roots. It has roots, but nobody sees them. It goes up, but it doesn't grow.
An invisible tree.
No.
No.
Got any other ideas? So,
Your family tree.
that's a good thinking. What is really tall,
A building.
but it doesn't grow?
A building.
A building, yeah. Kind of think, more natural.
A volcano.
Close. Volcano's close. What does a volcano look like?
It looks really hot.
It looks hot. What does it look like?
A mountain?
A mountain! Yeah, because a mountain has roots, but it's underneath the ground so nobody sees it.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes up and up, but it doesn't keep growing and growing more as more time goes on, does it?
Yeah.
It just goes up and doesn't grow. A mountain!
That's clever. And on top of the mountain is St. Andre's Church for St. Joseph.
Yeah, I guess his mountain grew a bit in a way, didn't it?
Are we gonna build a church today?
Build a church? Coco, you didn't even trust me to make a bridge and now you want me to build a church?
No, coconut. I mean in craft.
Oh, no, we're not going to make a church even in craft. Come and I'll show you what we are making.
I hope it's not a bridge.
Hi, welcome back to Craft.
Welcome.
Welcome to Craft, Coco.
Okay.
Today we're going to be making a St. Joseph photo frame. All right, so I've got this piece of card here. It needs to be a piece of card so it can be nice and sturdy and can stand up. And I've got some colouring textures to decorate, pencil to outline, and some scissors. So let's start with the St. Joseph outline. So we want to make him, you can make him whatever size you like. But I'll make him, you know, half the size of this maybe, his height-wise, I mean. So first of all, we're going to start out with his head. And now for his arms, we want to make them nice and long because his arms at the end is what's going to wrap around the photo of you.
Awesome.
So it might look a bit funny having such long arms in the outline. All right, in fact, we might even make his arms go just a bit longer. Okay, so once you've got your big outline, then you can cut around. So get your scissors and cut the outline. Okay, so our St. Joseph is all cut out. There he is. Now how he's going to stand up is if you curve his cloak in like this, then he can stand up like this. Make sure he's not bending forward too much.
Yes, Katie.
And then you can put a photo there and his arms you can curve in like this. This is why they're so long, to wrap around and hold it. And then you, if it's a photo of you, St. Joseph, once we decorate him, which we'll do, he will hold you in his arms like that. Okay, let's make this shape really St. Joseph. Let's start with his face. Do you think we should make him smiling, Coco?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. St. Joseph is our spiritual father, foster father of Jesus, and he loves to look after us, so of course we'll give him a nice, happy smile. And we'll give him some eyes.
Yeah. Nice.
There we go, there's his happy face. And now let's make him have some colourful clothes. Maybe some green stripes. What do you think, Coco? Green stripes, does that sound good to you?
Yes, Katie.
Sounds good to me. Okay, there's St. Joseph in his stripy green cloak. Look at that. How cool does he look? And now, when you put him there, so make sure he can stand up properly, curving him in. And then as an example, say this was your photo. Your photo would stand in here and his arms are going to wrap around. And that's how you make a St. Joseph photo frame. There we go. He's showing you off to the world and keeping you safe. Hey kids, if you'd like extra instructions on how to make your very own St. Joseph photo frame, you can find it at swpals.org. Coco and I would love to see you guys making your very own St. Joseph photo frame, so upload it on the website and we'd love to see it.
Have fun, kids.
Have fun. Well, Koco, now do you trust me to make a bridge?
Why would I have changed my mind from before?
Because I made this awesome St. Joseph photo holder.
Sorry, Katie, but they're not really the same. Maybe you need St. Joseph and St. Andre Bessette to teach you how to build real things first. I don't want my koala friends to drown.
Yeah, fair point, I guess.
I better go make a start on the bridge now while I'm still motivated by St. Andre.
All right, good thinking, Koco. Maybe you kids can go and start on something you need motivation for now too.
See you next time, kids.
See you next time, kids. Smile! Today we met St. Andre Bessette.
Come and play
with Katie and Koco.
that's the way.
Get ready, let's go.
Flying through the air with Koco,
Telling stories with Katie.
you and I together, meeting my friends, friends that help us every day,
Katie and Koco.
that help us every day.
Katie and Koco. Play and sing.
Pray and bring you and I, we do our thing. It's Katie and Koco.
My life is a miracle. Every child has a story of God's love to share. Shalom world, tune into God's love story.